And welcome to Chatting Contracts with Karla. I am with the SBDC Center for Contracting. And today, our guest is going to be the City of Moreno Valley's purchasing manager, Miss Felicia London. Felicia, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Fantastic. I'm excited to have you on for this episode.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and get us going. So,
Okay.
how does a business do business with the City of Moreno Valley?
Well, what you need to know is that I think sometimes businesses forget that when you're doing business with pretty much any city, you have to have a business license. And I think that people forget that because their operations isn't actually in the City of Moreno Valley, that they may not have to have a business license with the City of Moreno Valley. So that's the first thing. You want to make sure that you go through the process of getting a business license. Secondly, we recommend that businesses register with our planted bids or our vendor management system. What that allows us to do is when we're looking for a service, we can go to that system, we can do a search and look for businesses that can service our area or that are registered in our system that can provide the services that we're looking for. So you specifically want to go into that system, get registered. You want to make sure that you include the types of services and or products that you actually provide so that when we're looking through the system, we can actually filter what we actually are looking for to find a vendor to provide that service or product for us. Also, be mindful that if you're providing any kind of professional service to the city, generally we require insurance, especially if you're coming on city property. This tends to be a hang up for a lot of businesses or even small businesses that they're going to need a certain type of general liability insurance and or auto or workers' comp insurance. And we also have some other requirements as it pertains to the insurance. And so when you're getting the needed insurance, you want to make sure that whoever is the contact at the City of Moreno Valley that you're working with, that you get the details of the insurances that are needed and how it needs to be submitted so that it's approved. Outside of that, we have, public works projects, and there are a lot of different things involved with submitting for public works projects. If you go onto our city website, we actually have a vendor packet or helpful tools for vendors so that they can get more details of what you need for submitting for contracts, for our public works contracts. And of course that involves, DIR registration, which is the Department of Industrial Relations. You also have to have different types of insurances. The projects, it's very specific on the type of project. So you have to go there and get a lot of more specific information on submitting a bid for public works projects. But outside of that, that's the primary way that you can get in to start doing business with the City of Moreno Valley.
Fantastic. And then to piggyback on that, what do you look for in a supplier or a contractor?
Well, you know what? One of the things that I always say, especially if you're a new vendor, you got to be patient and flexible. Working governments are required to make sure that we go by certain rules, regulation, laws that are set for us, which kind of ties our hands in us just being able to say, hey, said vendor, you can provide this service. Here you go. Here's a check. It's not that simple. And so we have to go through a step-by-step process to make sure that we are following those rules and regulations that's set for our entity to make sure that we are doing the things that we are required to do. And unfortunately, it takes time. And so I think that a lot of times vendors get very frustrated with us because sometimes our processes can be slow, especially it really kind of depends on pricing because we too are held by what we call signature authority. So depending on if it's under $5,000, those processes can get done faster. But once you start talking about projects that are over 5,000 or 25,000 or more, 50,000 or more, our projects that are $50,000 or more have to be approved by our city council. That means it has to be agendized, and we have to go, and that has to be done in 2 weeks in advance. And it's really a lengthy process. And then we have to get a contract established. Those contracts have to go through and be reviewed by our city attorney. So these processes, just getting through the entire process can take a couple months, actually. I've seen. So we're really just looking for people to be flexible and patient with our timelines, because a lot of the times it can take a while.
Great. So as a reminder, flexibility and be patient when we're dealing with our cities.
Absolutely.
And with that, Felicia, what are some of the top 5 products or services that the city procures?
So I really kind of just took a look at, our vendor management system, and just kind of took a look at some of our recent bids over the last couple of years. And what I've noticed is we put out a lot of requests for public works related types of services. So we do lots of, roofing, engineering consulting, electrical, just general contracting type stuff, HVAC, a lot of the stuff that we have to do to build. We are under high development here in the city, and which require us to bring in a lot of those types of services, because we have ongoing projects, public works projects within the city here. But just be mindful, we have a lot of stuff as small as portable restrooms that are needed for those, when those projects are being completed out there. We have to get stuff like portable restrooms, and people sometimes forget some of the small stuff you need to have when you're having large development projects going on. And so we also have a lot of small stuff, but if you want to go and check it out, you can go and look on our website and see what we've put out in the last couple of years. All that stuff, it goes back for years on the types of contracts and the types of bids that we've posted for services here at the city. So that'll give you kind of an idea of the types of services we put out on a regular basis.
Awesome. So a good variety of different services that are needed.
Absolutely. We have a lot of different stuff. Well, I mean, just recently we needed some lighting for our equestrian park. And so we put out a bid for lighting. So it's all kinds of services and even just products. We actually just needed the physical lights. So, but because we needed so many, we had to put a bid out for them. So we pushed that out. So it's really just all different types of services here for the city.
Awesome. Now, what are some of the common mistakes you guys come across with some of our suppliers and contractors?
I kind of mentioned this earlier. I think that part of the challenge that we've come across is when we're ready to go, we're ready to go, and we're verifying all the documentation, and we notice that there isn't a business license. There's this misnomer that you only have to have a business license if you are a business operating in Moreno Valley, and that is not the case. If you're doing any business here in the city of Moreno Valley, and technically that means any business. I'll give you something that really people don't know. Home alarm systems. You know how you just call, you get a particular vendor to come out and put in a home alarm system. Those businesses are supposed to have business licenses within our city in order to install those systems at your home. A lot of people are not aware of that. A lot of those businesses aren't aware of that. And so we have made it a point to try to push that educate our business owners and educate people. Everybody that's doing business here must have a business license, and especially if they are trying to do business with the city. You cannot do business with the city without a business license.
Fantastic. So don't forget, get your city license from Moreno Valley if you're looking to contract.
Right, absolutely, because that will definitely slow you down.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
Now, does the city have any type of supplier diversity goals or preferences?
Well, actually we do. We actually have what's called a small business preference, and a small business preference just really overall just kind of allows you as a small business to If you come within 5% of a bid that's being posted out there, you'll be given a preference or basically the availability to be able to match the lowest bid. If you can do that, then we will acknowledge that and actually award that bid to that small business, as long as you're a small business within the City of Moreno Valley. We also have a disabled veteran preference, and it's the same thing as if you're a disabled veteran and a disabled veteran business owner, and you put out a bid for a particular product or service, and you come within 5% of the lowest bid, then you are given an opportunity to match that lowest bid, and then you are then given a preference to be awarded that particular bid. So those are our two main preferences that we have here, or here within the City of Moreno Valley. And those programs just really to assist with our small businesses and our disabled veterans here in our city.
Okay, great. So small businesses and disabled veteran businesses.
Absolutely.
Get that preference. That's awesome. And then in closing, what is one tip you can offer people that are watching here that are interested in doing business with the City of Moreno Valley as a contractor or supplier?
You know, I really think that it's important for you to get on our website and go and take a look around, become familiar with, and go onto our purchasing website, become very familiar with our bid management system and get registered. That is being registered in that system. We really are heavily reliant on our vendor selections from our Planet Bids vendor bid management system. So if you get on, you get registered, that increases your chances of being selected to provide a product or a service for something that we're soliciting for here within the City of Moreno Valley. Also, if you don't know where to go or can't find the information, you can also call and reach out to our purchasing division here within the city. The staff here will make sure that they can walk you through the process or walk you through the site to get to that information so that you can get registered and so that you can be involved in or being considered when we're actually looking for a particular product or service. So that would be my biggest recommendation for making sure that you be looked for or be part of the process of being selected to do business with the City of Moreno Valley.
That is a real great tip. And just for those watching as well, to register is at no cost to you. So there is
absolutely, it is absolutely free.
And if you need help with that, I mean, the SBDC is also here to help you, walk you through the system, get you to the website and get you all squared away. And to that point, many of our cities actually use Planet Bids. So you want to make sure you're on the correct Planet Bids for your particular city that you're looking for.
I was actually just going to add that as well, that for every city, you have to register individually. And that's a big thing that people need to be aware of, because I think people think sometimes because they've registered with another municipality that they're in the system and they're good to go, but you have to individually register for each city. So great information.
Well, thank you so much, Felicia. I appreciate the information you provided today. I know our
Thank you, Karla.
Our watchers are going to take this information and use it and take the tip that you've given them. For those watching, if you need any help here at the Orange County Inland Empire SBDC Center for Contracting, we are here to help you. Any of these steps that you need or have questions, please feel free to reach out. We're very happy with the City of Moreno Valley. They do a lot of our webinars on how to just do business with them, and they walk you through a lot of great information. So I encourage you to keep an eye out for those as well. Those get posted on our website. And once again, thank you, Felicia, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Karla. You have a great day as well.
Thank you.